Jackpot.
Humans, let's talk. This episode was not the one I had planned to do, but haven't we been loving these impromptu things that I've just been coming up with in the whim, on emotion? I have, if you ask me, because between chaos and the headlines, the quiet burnout that we have to feel to exist in this fucking country has been wild in the last 6 months. I had to tap in. Let's be real. We keep saying the government is broken, but what if it's not? What if it was working exactly how it was designed to? The real question is, who was it ever built to serve? Because if you look around at the policies, the double standards, the wage gaps, the rollbacks, the voter suppression, is giving well-oiled machine to me for oppression and not liberation. Let's get into it. When the people say that the system is failing us, I get it. But if we're being honest, it's not always failing. It's functioning. It's upholding exactly what it was built to protect. White supremacy and patriarchy, capitalism, controlled mass as order. This country was never designed for equity. It was designed for domination. The blueprint has not changed. It's just gotten better with branding. Let's call it what it is. The system isn't broken. It's rigged. A government where billionaires pay less taxes than school teachers, where healthcare is a business, not a right, where student debt keeps an entire generation financially paralyzed, where voting rights are still being stripped quietly in the background. That's not a glitch, y'all. That's the design. And you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, the needle doesn't move? It's not just you. That's a systematic oppression move. Being told, just vote. And that alone can undo centuries of calculated policies. Let's talk about something controversial. Like this whole topic isn't controversial, but you know what I'm saying. Some people vote not to fix the system, but to keep it broken in their favor. Why? Donald Trump has a base. He ain't trick 'em. He told the truth and they just like what they heard. Let me break it down. Some people didn't vote for Trump despite his racism. They voted because of it. Others knew his policies would hurt people, but thought it won't affect me. But here's the truth. Every oppressive system you protect today will eventually circle back to get you. What he promised versus what he actually did. He promised relief for the middle class, delivered wealth to the top 1%, LGBTQ plus, rollbacks, trans, military bans, healthcare administration, discrimination, hate wrapped in policies, y'all. Because that's exactly what this is. COVID, can we remember that President Trump during COVID ignored the science, downplayed the deaths, prioritized economy over lives. And we all end up seeing and paying a price. The condonement of just white violence and rhetoric. And we all watched the fallout like a spectacle. And yet people still said, at least he does what he says. That's not delusion. That's design. And it's a reminder that some folks will rather watch the country burn. And if it means staying warm in their own bubble, a privilege. So let me just hit y'all with the affirmation of the day. Are you ready? I choose awareness over comfort. Speak truth, even if it's inconvenient. Liberation includes everyone, or it includes no one. Say it with me. One more time. With your chest. I choose awareness over comfort. I speak truth, even if it's inconvenient. Liberation includes everyone, or it includes no one. I want you to sit with something and ask yourselves, have I ever ignored harm because it didn't really directly affect me? Who benefits most from the government staying exactly as it is? And am I more afraid of change, or what stays the same if I don't push for it? What kind of country am I voting for, and what kind of version would that erase? Let's be real. We need more than hope. We need strategy. We need to stay engaged. Not just in election season, but always. Because voting is one tool, but not the only one. And while it's tempting to check out, the truth is, for those who choose not to vote or choose to think that the government doesn't necessarily apply to them because there's nothing that they can do to physically change it, I want you to know that someone else's vote will be the future that you have to live in. Whether we want to accept it or not, that is the reality. And it's up to you if you want to be a part of it or not. This episode isn't about doom, though. It's about clarity, because when you see a system for what it is, you stop expecting it to save you. and you start building something that will. Well, that's the hope, y'all. Because we are not here by luck. And I want y'all to know that. I want you to know that although change is slow, it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. And it all starts with ideas, ideology, conversation, and not dismissing your right as a U.S. citizen. That means vote, y'all. Pay attention. I know it might not seem like a big deal right now, but it's only been 6 months of Trump, y'all. Only 6 months. And maybe you are happy with his policies. Kudos to you. However, it has been traumatizing, to say the least, physically, emotionally draining to go on a website and just look at the news. And that shit is not by luck. Maybe we could blame it on who's reporting. We can even blame it on the previous administration if we want to. It doesn't change the facts. And I find that people love to talk, but empathy, although seems silly, goes a long way. Let's stop waiting for change from the top and start becoming from the ground up. That's where the real power lives. And if this feels overwhelming, good. It means you're awake. Stay awake. Stay curious, y'all. And most importantly, stay loud. Stay loud. Because you don't know who you can influence. That's it. That's all I got for y'all. If y'all see me on YouTube, y'all see me on my bed. It is literally 2:25 in the morning and I'm recording. So that's it for this episode of Vibes and Affirmations. And if this message hit, share it with someone who's calling the government broken. Like it isn't actually doing what it's supposed to do or what it was built to do. It just happens to not benefit us. Until next time, humans, stay solid, stay informed, and keep vibing.